Hello Africa, I hope you had a premium weekend because I did. Your fave here, Felie Mark, and you're welcome to the show of the hour, Talk It Out with Felie. Yes, this episode promises to be enlightening, educating, amazing, intriguing, interesting. What other word? What other words? So before we get into the discussion of the day, I would love to say a very big thank you to the very reason why we can shoot in the first place, to the baddest to do it in the game. The best YouTuber there is none other but Bracket B. So, without further ado, let's jump right into the video. As it is our culture, I put it out there to my audience to, ask me anything. I told them to just ask me anything, and if I find anyone really catchy, I would bring the question on the show. And my god, the questions were mind-blowing. But the one that really got to me is this particular one that I am going to be reading, and unfortunately it didn't come with a name. She said hide my identity. What do you guys mean by hide my identity? Why did you guys send in questions and then turn out to say hide my identity? Why? So this is the question. She said, dear Felie, dear Felie, my boyfriend and I were so close and we prayed for him to get a job. He got a well-paying job, but it's been terrible. He hardly has time for me. He hardly calls, and when I do, it's always, oh, I'm at work, I'm getting frustrated, what should I do? Before I give my own advice, my own unprofessional advice, I, put out this question on social media to ask my audience what they would do in that situation, and the answers were just crazy. So I'm going to take a few of the answers before I finally give my own opinion on this issue. So Mary on Facebook said, leave girl, leave. Is it that easy? The way when people have relationship problems and then they ask for opinions and people start screaming, leave girl, leave. It beats my emotion. Is it emotion? No. It beats my imagination. It makes me wonder, is it that easy to leave somebody that you've been with for not just 1 year, let's say 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? People just say leave. Even 3 months is hard, man. It's really hard, especially when it seems like, okay, finally the blessings are beginning to come. So Joy from Facebook said, if I were her, I would already get the signal by now. He has gotten his blessings and he's definitely met his spec. Okay, so Joy thinks it's much more of a specking, and Joy says this guy has met his spec and you're no longer on his level. Yes, that's another point. Babe, why don't you two get a job? Maybe he wants you to get a job so that both of you can. Anyway, she didn't give us the full gist, so for all we know, she might also be working. So, Prince from Instagram. Prince said that guy has somebody else, and it will interest you to know that you were not even. It will interest you to know that you were not even the main chick all along. Okay, busted coming from a guy. I think I'll believe that one. I don't know. Guys tend to know themselves so much. So now this is my own opinion on this issue. Girl, this is someone that used to have your time before he got a job, and now he has a job, and all of a sudden he's so busy, he can't pick your call, he's had to come by, and when you call, oh, he's so busy at work. The first thing first, there is actually nobody that is too busy for the person they love. The only reason he's too busy is because you're not the one. It's very hard and difficult to accept, but it's something that you should just come to terms with. If you're the one, if you're priority to them, they will definitely make out time. And then on the second hand, maybe he's also busy. Maybe he's really busy, He could be. We can't tell. He could be, because you're just getting a new job, you're trying to get used to the environment, you're trying to please your bosses, you're trying to make sure that these people have a reason to want to keep you, these people see potentials and value in you. So he's working his butt off to make sure that they look at him, and then the first thing that gets their head is, oh, this person is valuable. So it goes both ways, but then at the same time, I just feel like, except you're exaggerating, anyone who truly loves you will definitely have time for you. Welcome back, and this is Talking Out with Felie. In case you're just joining us, do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on your notification bell, and the links to all our social media platforms will be on the description down below. Do well to click on each of them, follow us for updates on, upcoming events and upcoming episodes. So today we have a very interesting guest in our midst. She is a pastry chef, a French tutor, and a French scholar. I bet plenty of us, had this French phobia when we were in school, because I did. French was like the scariest moment of my life whenever school was involved. So we have this very interesting personality in our midst, and she's going to be feeding us on how she balances her business, career, talent, and her relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, jam these beautiful hands as we make welcome Tamuno Peace. Wow, Tamuno, I must say, baby girl, your shape is a killer. You look amazing. You look amazing. So simple, so catchy, and your shape is amazing.
Should I?
So Tamuno, how are you? You sure? Because no, you're fine.
I'm fine.
You're fine, girl. You're fine. So Tamuno here is a French scholar. Means she's a Nigerian.
Yes.
A River State baby, a portharcourt girl that speaks French fluently. Not only does she speak and learn French, but she also teaches French, and she's also a pastry chef, meaning she makes really spicy chin and everything that that are flour related. So Tamuno, can you do a brief intro of yourself in French for the audience to hear?
Bonjour à tous, je m'appelle Tamuno Peace, mais vous voulez m'appeler Tammy. Je viens de Africa dans le sac de Riva, et ici je suis étudiante au département de la langue étrangère de la Université de Lyon.
Wow!
C'est tout.
Wow! Bonjour! Bonjour! Je m'appelle. Je m'appelle.
Je sais à lui.
Okay, bonjour. Je m'appelle. You know what? I'm a French girl. But I just don't want to show my skills here. I don't mean to be proud. I don't like to show off. You get? I don't want to be a show off. So because the spotlight is on you today and not on me, I'm going to let my French skills sit so that
don't
you
allow
can.
me to please speak up.
So Tamuno. Wow. That was smooth. That was too clean. Have you always been a French lover? Like from secondary school, or you got into the French field because jam happened?
Jam happened, you know, right?
So like you never knew French, you never loved French?
Nothing.
How come?
Jam really frustrated me.
Oh my goodness.
They really did.
Wow. I'm amazed, it's so amazing how someone who literally grew up in a different language setting goes into school to study another entirely different language and still does very well in what she's doing. I must commend you. Chop must be. So Tamuno, are you in any form of relationship?
Yeah.
It's about to be spicy. So, how do you manage being a pastry chef? I mean, you tutor. Congrats on your latest gig. I saw it on Facebook and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so proud. Congrats there. So managing all these gigs as a French tutor and having to bake or fry, whichever you do. having to go to school because she's still a student. She's a final year student. Oh, thank you to ASU strike.
ASU is the one.
ASU is the one holding her back because ASU cannot hold me back.
They are the one holding me.
So how do you manage the business, being a French tutor, and then academics and your man?
You said alright. Well, I would say it's God first.
God don't enter on
God
God's
don't enter, I don't
relationship.
tell you. Okay, it's just commitment, and then I know what works for me. I set my priorities, right? So, like during this period, I work from Monday to Saturdays, and then on Sunday is the only time I have time for myself. And yet, I'm also undergoing a course online, and I teach French on Sunday, doing from 8 to 9, thereabouts.
So when
Really taxing.
your man must be really understanding, you know. He must be very understanding because I can't really figure out how you go to work Mondays to Fridays, Mondays to Saturdays, and then you still have to teach French to some students on Sundays. And like you just literally have no time for yourself. Talk more of somebody else. How do you balance that? What is your communication level like? Yes, with him.
We communicate a lot.
Oh, okay.
We communicate. Thank God for social media. We use WhatsApp a lot. I see his messages and respond immediately. He sees mine, he responds immediately.
So, in your opinion, communication is key.
Yes, so you don't communicate with me, you're gone.
So, okay, now you are the busy one, and you're the one that is still seeking more attention.
Yes, so
women will
we
never.
need that attention. We need that attention. And
So,
it's very, very interesting that sometimes even when I come online to like drop one or two messages for him, he has already dropped the message. Sometimes he makes videos. That's how we communicate. He makes videos of himself, talking, playing, and just sending it to me. You know, like it keeps the relationship alive.
So what would you advise? Like, okay, you had the question you read here. What would you advise this person? Let me read it again. You said, "Dear Felie, my boyfriend and I were so close and we prayed for him to get a job. He got a well-paying job, but it's been terrible on me. He hardly has time for me. He hardly calls, and when I do, it's always, oh, I'm at work and I'm so busy. I am getting frustrated. What should I do?" What can you advise such a person in this situation?
Like you said earlier, your first response to this question was leave. That's definitely okay. Though it's not easy to leave, I'll definitely leave.
It's just not easy.
It's not
People,
easy
you
to
know,
leave, not
people
at all.
people tend to say leave, as if it's easy for you to just wake up one morning and walk out.
It's not easy to leave, but you just have to try your best because your emotions are at stake there.
At that point, you just think like, oh my God, I am not enough.
Yeah, you know we ladies, we think a whole lot when things like this start
Happening. Yeah. So when did you start developing the passion for French?
Okay, like I said, jam me.
Jam literally
Okay.
happened to 70% of Nigerians had this jam thing going on with them. Like me, my parents wanted me to study law. I love law, but I knew that law was not going to be my thing. I wanted to do theater arts. But jam happened somehow, sort of, and I ended up in communication. But I'm loving it. I just feel like God just has His own plans, and He just makes these things align. So it might be in form of jamming you, if there's any phrase like that, or it might come in form of you having to sit back 1 year, or just anything. So I just believe that God knows the reason why He has to put you where He puts you, so that you could, teach others, like myself. So what has the journey been for you? What has it been like so far?
Being amazing. I studied fashion on French when I traveled. And then when I got to know the benefits, the opportunities, and the things I felt, the chance I got to get when I put my focus on French. So So that's where I started building. Like I gave myself total like 100% that this thing I'm going to do.
Wow.
Like I started growing up with things. I remember back then in school in French village, I just have to. They say you are doing this, you are doing debate. I just have to put myself.
Debate in French?
Whoa! We do a whole lot. We act drama. We sing
now
songs.
this is interesting.
We do a whole lot of things. We even do there's something they call jouer de mots. That's puzzle game.
Jouer what?
De mots.
Jouer de mots.
That's
Jouer de mots.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a puzzle game. So French is very, very interesting. So I got to catch up with it all days and I'm like, oh, I know that.
No, French is interesting now that you're saying
Yes.
it. But when you're learning it in class, it's not fun.
When you're learning it in class, especially our Nigerian lecturer.
Oh, please, I had the worst experience.
But over there, they make it very interesting and very simple.
Just like jouer de mots.
Yeah, just like jouer de mots. So you don't even have to.
I got you right.
Yeah. So you don't have to stress yourself. You just see the thing coming.
It just flows.
Yeah, you just see the thing just come. Before you know, you start speaking alongside them. And even when you make mistakes, you get to laugh and like, okay, it's like this.
But that is the way it should be, don't you think?
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's why I personally came up with possible ways you could actually learn French very well. Through songs, through like jouer de mots, drama, they call that
Loteya. So sorry guys, in case you don't know who Tamuno Peace is, do well to head onto Facebook. She organizes these French tutorials every weekend on Facebook, and it's one of the most amazing things. So you can get to play games like jouer de mots and even act drama, Please, all the French people watching us, I beg, forgive me my sins, for I know not what I speak. So, who act Joel to act? Who act Joel the more?
Jouer de mots is like a puzzle. That's a puzzle game. Oh baby, I thought you said please sit up. Jay, you told me that you actually.
No. See, I don't mean to brag. I don't want to brag because everybody that knows me knows that I'm a French girl.
That's why I'm trying to bring it up. Like,
no.
Like
The spotlight is on you, baby girl, and I really want you to shine. So I will just, fight everything down so that you can shine.
Alright, so it's really been an amazing journey.
Wow. Okay, now you know that as we were just talking, I suddenly began to understand some things. You're a pastry chef, right?
Yeah.
And the French people have this undying love for pastry. Is there any relationship between what you do as a pastry chef and what you're studying, or you just always wanted to do pastry, not because it is French related?
I actually wanted to do pastry, but the funds were not there. My mom is a caterer.
Oh.
So I grew up that passion right from home. So okay, I would love to bake bread, do this and do that. But I got a better understanding when that's like my 200 level, 300 level, when I got to know the benefits, like I see the things I stand to get. And I intend introducing French pastry in Nigeria very soon.
Wow, I can't wait. No, I should get a tester.
Please,
because
you
I
need
do deserve it.
You need to, and then
it's not after you put me through the stress of me saying jouer de mots, then I won't get to eat French pastry.
Yes, you need it. And when I travel, there's this pastry that really caught my attention. They call it croissant.
Croissant. It's not like bread, dry bread.
It's chocolate. No, this one is normal flour.
Oh.
It's a pastry.
Wow.
And it's really, really nice.
Croissant. Okay, croissant. Fish. Okay.
So that's it, because if you study French, you have more opportunities to explore the culinary world too.
Wow.
Because let's take it, maybe we have foreigners coming in and they need this set of people to do this, to do that. You definitely stand a high chance you can understand the language and can really prepare like dishes.
Mad. Okay, now I'm hungry to learn. So what is your advice rather to youngsters seeking to study French in school but don't know where to start from? because I don't really think any Nigerian students, woke up one morning and say when I go to apply for JAM, I'll do French.
There are. Oh.
There are?
There are.
Are you
There are
serious?
people that started from their childhood age
Wow.
to learn French. Like
I'm just hearing this for the first time.
No, they are. Oh. I have classmates that actually started right from nursery school, and they are really, really doing very good.
Okay,
so those ones already had grown
in
passion. Yes, that this is what I'm coming for. This is what I want. I'm going for this. So they already knew what they were going for. Unlike us, that we just happened.
Yeah. So what would you advise, people taking JAM that want to study French, but they see it as something that they won't be able to push through?
I just say they should just go for it. Go for it and then be committed to it.
So guys, families, audience, viewers at home, we heard her. She said if you have interest in French or anything at all, you should just go for it. Don't let the French scare you. Jouer de mots. Play more of jouer de mots, or you're going to understand French. Easy peasy.
Definitely.
So we're back, and this is time for games. We have Tammy Spice in the building. Tammy, the spicy Tammy, and she's really spicy. If you get what I mean. So this game by Tammy is going to be a spicy one, a French spicy game. So I'm going to give you these sentences, and you're going to transcribe them to French. Now the first sentence is, are you ready? Okay, you are. The first sentence is, I love you. J'aime. So if I want to tell somebody I love you, I will say j'aime. No, speak up.
J'aime beaucoup.
J'aime beaucoup. J'aime beaucoup. J'aime beaucoup, Tammy. Je vous aime. Je vous aime. Okay, now this one is a bit tricky. If you want to say, this Nigerian slang, they don't serve our breakfast in French. How are you going to say that?
You just say on a brisé ton corps.
On a brisé.
You can do it. Okay.
Okay.
Let's take it. My student.
Okay.
All right.
Teach me actually.
Okay. So you go like this. On a brisé ton corps.
On a brisé ton corps.
Please don't breathe.
On a brisé ton corps.
French is actually a very romantic language, so you just have to yourself.
On a brisé ton corps.
On a brisé ton corps.
On a brisé ton corps.
Ton corps.
Oui. On a brisé ton corps. On a brisé ton corps. On a brisé ton corps. Ton corps. On a brisé ton corps. On a brisé ton corps. So the next time they serve your friend breakfast, just walk up to her and say, on a brisé ton corps.
Yes,
On a brisé ton corps. Wow. French is such a headache. It's an interesting language, but you have to.
Yeah, they have
a lot of energy.
A lot of energy. From the African part of the world, we tend to struggle with that accent.
On a brisé ton corps. So how will you say, where are you going in French?
Where are you going?
Vous allez où? Vous allez où? So when your boyfriend is going somewhere, or your husband, or your friend, whichever, is going somewhere, and you really want to ask, you want to be like, hey, come here, where are you going to? You say what? Hey, young man, vous allez où? Chérie, what?
Chérie.
Please, let's take this in one step at a time. You say what?
Chérie, which means yeah.
Okay, chérie, vous allez où? Chérie, vous allez où? Chérie, vous allez où? Chérie, vous allez où?
Why are you keeping your face like
What if
that?
you want to quarrel? Because me now, I want to go and fight somebody's son in their house first.
Okay.
Chérie, vous allez où?
Then you have to take a break. Don't put chérie.
Okay.
Take it down.
Chérie, vous allez où? Oh my goodness, it's been a wonderful, wonderful time with you on the show, Tammy. How do I say it's been a wonderful time in French? Enchanté. Enchanté, ouais, chérie. Oh, I got this. Enchanté, ouais, chérie. Thank you so much. I look forward to having you in subsequent episodes. So before we close the show for today, Tammy, we have a little package for you from Talk It Out with Felie. in here is a lot of goodies from Felie Skin. Thank you so much for honoring our invite. We love you and we look forward to seeing you on subsequent episodes. Thank you very much.
I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Now, can you do me this last favor? Can you, close the show for us in French?
Salut à tous, c'est la fin de Talk It Out with Felie. Au revoir et bisous. Merci beaucoup.
Okay, whatever a bizu means, that was the only line I picked there. So thank you guys so much for joining us on this interesting episode of Talk It Out with Felie. Like I've already said, do well to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, click the links on our description box below, and follow us across the social media platforms. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, I can't wait to see you all next week again. I can't wait to see you all next week again. Until then, I love you all. Have fun, enjoy yourself, and have an amazing week ahead.